from 8 toxic waste sites in the Midwest, including Superfund sites in Missouri and Nebraska. The agency has not issued any public health advisories, but it had to move quickly to keep contaminated groundwater from spreading. Nearby residents say they have been assured that contaminated sites are stable, but they worry the floodwaters might cause them to shift. 2 Iowa sites saw minor flooding. The EPA says it will reassess the areas once the flooding has receded. Kent Martin, ABC News, St. Louis.
At the Skating World Championships earlier this month, controversy, and now the American skater accused of injuring another on purpose is speaking out. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has details.
The International Skating Union investigating the incident on the ice, later saying there is no evidence that Ms. Bell intended any harm to Ms. Lim. And Olympic bronze medalist Adam Rippon, who choreographed Bell's routine, coming to her defense.
I really feel that she did not think that she hit her or hurt her. I think that if she felt that, she would have stopped.
Both Lim and Bell, who train under the same coach, went on to compete in the night's program. Lim coming in 5th place.
The alleged skate slashing incident, called the Ice Battle on social media, went viral. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
How about those ads with one industrial brewer mocking another for using corn syrup instead of rice? I'm Jim Cook, brewer of Sam Adams, and they're all the same. Adjuncts that save money and lighten the beer. The mass-produced imports like Stella, Corona, Modelo do the same thing. Very efficient. It's the fast food approach. Sometimes you want slow food, like my Sam Adams Boston Lager. No adjuncts, just the richer taste of malted barley. The good stuff. Ah, delicious. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Savor the flavor responsibly.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
ABC News this hour is sponsored by the Woodland Bank. We're here with Andy and Tasha Klocko.
We own and operate Klocko Brewing Company. We're located in Grand Rapids at 36 Southeast 10th Street, kind of right by the Water Tower and Walgreens. We are a craft brewery, so we first and foremost brew beer, many different styles of ales and lagers. Woodland to us came very highly recommended from multiple people in the community. Kind of hit it off with everyone right away and sort of felt like the right thing. We use business checking and loan services, nothing but friendly and professional, and really like how Brian's kind of made it clear that it's a partnership from the beginning. From our first meetup with him and Wayne, it was just very, very clear that, hey, this is an open and honest thing. We want to help you because if you succeed, we succeed, and it's good to have that more of a partnership relationship.
Just been so supportive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland way.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 30. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 12. Chance for scattered showers. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 37. Cloudy. Temps near average Monday and Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 19.
It's time for the Sports Issue on 1320 KOZY and KOZYRadio.com.
From the windup and again the 1-2 pitch. He got it. Strike 3, swinging on a changeup. Martin is out number 1. Strikeout number 1 for Jose Barrios here in 2019. And here's the pitch. He got him. Strike 3 call. And the payoff pitch is right there. Strike 3 call. And the 0-2 pitch. He got him. Strike 3. A fastball 95 right by him. And Barrios is perfect through 3 with 4 strikeouts. Righty set.
Underneath it goes. Shevich turns, puts it home. 10-7 Deer River.
The Sports Issue is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Northern Star Sedex at A&W of Deer River, Anderson Glass, Donlinger Ford, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods.
You got the Energizer Bunny, Grant Hansen, running the baseline back and forth. And he picks one off. Ahead to DeChambeau, goes in, slams it home. 34-28.
And now the pitch is swinging. A line drive left center field, base hit towards the gap. And this one is not going to be cut off by Martin. Cruz scores. Here comes Crone heading home, and he will score. No throw. Marwin Gonzalez with a 7th inning 2-run double. 2-0 Twins.
The Sports Issue starts now on 1320 KOZY. And a very good Saturday morning to you and yours. Welcome to the Sports Issue here on your sports leader, KOZY. It is the only live local sports talk show in the Grand Rapids area. Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis. Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you on this fine day?
I'm doing well. Thank you. It was, other than St. Cloud State, pretty good night for state sports yesterday.
Yes, sir. Wild get a win. Wolves get a win. St. Cloud, not so much, as they fall in the opening round of the NCAA National Tournament 2-1 to American International. Second straight year, the Huskies have fallen, being the 1 seed against a 16. Now, technically, if you break it down, it's the 1 seed against the 4 seed in the West Regional, but overall,
in the overall seeding, yes.
Right, exactly. The Huskies do go down to American International as St. Cloud came into the game at 30-5, and they fall with just their 6th loss of the year, and it ends their season. And we do have the final call of how things ended last night for St. Cloud.
Lazat, right back to Jackson. Here's a shot off the top of Skog. Rebound, Paling, cleared out by AIC, and American International has upset the St. Cloud State Huskies in the West Regional. They hold on at the end. The Huskies, too little, too late. Here tonight, 2-1, your final.
So there you go.
That sounded an awful lot like Jim Erickson to me.
I think you're correct, yes.
Good friend, good guy, all-around good guy, but he's not going to get his trip to the Final Four either.
And big thanks to Kevin Fulness and company with the Wild. They had some great extra highlights in their Wild folder for today after the win last night, including that one. So big thanks there. And we do have a little more, or some reaction here on the St. Cloud side. Also, credit to the Wild folks in their folder here today. Head coach Brett Larson on the loss.
The hardest thing is, it's honestly one of the best groups of people I've ever been around. One of the best groups of young men I've ever been around, and I know their hearts are ripped out right now, and I feel for them. But they certainly left it all out there at the end, and certainly don't have anything to hang their heads about.
And Larson on the post-game message.
Number one, I told the guys I love them. It's one of the best groups I've ever been around, hands down, as far as the character in that room, what type of people they are. And I think the biggest hurt right now for our staff is just wanting it so bad for those kids. They worked so hard all year to put themselves in a one-game shot. I watched a couple of the other games on TV earlier, and you could see some teams come out a little nervous, both teams even. The play wasn't great in the first period. But I thought from there, our guys really settled down and played their game. And I guess that's the problem. Every once in a while, from falling behind, you get a couple good big saves, and you just can't recover. But I didn't see any panic on our bench or within our team. There was certainly a lot of belief and trust in each other right till the end.
American International did jump out to a 1-0 lead just 6 minutes in. They would add a second goal in the second period. And then Easton Brodzinski, a power play marker for the Huskies, 9:27 into the third, but not quite enough. And, St. Cloud outshoots them 34-13 in the game.
Yeah,
and,
what was it? It was like 13-4 or something in the second period, and got outscored 1-0. It's one of those games.
Right, plus 15-3 in the third.
Ouch.
So American International gets 7 shots over the last 2 periods and does hang on for the win. Now, the ice wasn't the greatest last night at Fargo. You could see moisture from the TV cameras on the ice. And of course, both teams, they have to play on the same ice surface. St. Cloud's Jack Paling says, no excuses.
I don't think you can blame anything. There's no excuses. We put our hearts out. Yeah, sure, the ice wasn't perfect. There's a few times when the puck bounced a few times. And, you can't really blame anything. They played a good game, and we played a good game too. And you can't really just come up with a bunch of excuses.
Paling giving credit to the opposition.
They played a solid game. I think we were well prepared. They, like we said, they moved the puck really well. They skate really well, and when we're kind of desperate, you got to try to maybe change things up, change up a forecheck or something like that. But I think we were well prepared. It just wasn't our night.
American International 2-1 over St. Cloud State in the West Regional opening round. It'll be St. Cloud Cathedral, American International rather. I guess I just wanted to, combine them.
Whatever, yeah. Nicely done.
Thank you. So American International will take on Denver in that regional final. You asked me when I came in this morning, was this a huge shocker? And I said it's surprising, but not super shocking, just because college hockey is such a team game. Hockey overall is. It's a one and done. And you brought up a good point, too, that defense is better than the offense in college hockey.
It really seems that way. There's a lot of low-scoring games, which equalizes things. Pele, no one's going to blame the ice, but the ice does equalize things a little bit. In other words, it does harm the more skilled team more.
Right.
And I don't think there's any question about that. I'll say that even if they won't.
You're allowed to.
Okay. But yeah, I was shocked mostly because they had lost to a 16 seed last year, and I figured a good portion of last year's team back this year, they would be so sky high to not let that happen again. But instead, look at that, history repeats.
And so St. Cloud season comes to an end. Other college hockey scores, these are all in the NCAA tournament. Massachusetts shuts out Harvard 4-0. It was Denver 2-0 over Ohio State. So,
and that final goal was an empty netter. That was a close game right through. And again, that's at the same venue that St. Cloud State played on. And I watched a lot of that game, a lot of the Denver game, and it did seem like to me that the ice was equalizing things and not allowing a team to really get out.
Denver goals from Lester Lancaster and Colin Staub. And how about this? Final shots 24-13 Ohio State. In the third period, Ohio State outshoots them 5-1. 6 total shots in that final period.
Well, I was watching the first period of the Clarkson Notre Dame game, which went to overtime. Notre Dame scored late and then won it in overtime. But I don't believe Clarkson had a shot on net until, 2 minutes left in the first period. It was nuts.
Yeah, they finished with just 6 in that opening period and 22 for the game. And as you mentioned, Notre Dame does tie it up with less than 3 minutes to go, and then they get the win 15-53 into overtime on a Cam Morrison goal. So the Fighting Irish advance in that regional, and they will take on, as we scroll a little bit here, Notre Dame will get Massachusetts in the regional final in the East. And then the American International St. Cloud game. For today, as the regionals continue, it's Providence taking on Minnesota State Mankato.
And how in the world is that game at Providence when Minnesota State is the 1 seed? How do you get a home game as a 4 seed over a 1 seed? I don't get that.
It's a great question. It's a great question. In Allentown, Pennsylvania, it'll be Minnesota Duluth taking on Bowling Green. Bulldogs heavily favored in that one, but we saw last night what can happen there. Cornell will take on Northeastern, and then Notre Dame and Massachusetts in the the Northeast Regional Final, and then Arizona State against Quinnipiac, and American International takes on Denver. It's the NCAA Hockey March Madness going on as well. And we'll take a quick time out here on the Sports Issue. We will chat Wild Hockey. They get a win. Timberwolves basketball. They get a win. A big one, too, in overtime over Golden State. And later on, Grand Rapids softball in studio as they have a new head coach, Kelsey Johnston. We will meet her and hopefully some players along as well. The Sports Issue continues next. KOZY.
So some people are asking, what's this warranty for life business? Hey, Max here from Down Ford, and here's the deal. We are giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles. This means engines, transmissions, transfer cases, all the expensive stuff is covered. Plus, you get roadside assistance for 10 years. We're talking towing, service loaners, jump starts, lockout, gas, battery, water, flat tires, you name it. That's how Down lowers the cost on your next new ride. You always get more for your money at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
Can you taste it? Summer is right around the corner. Create a summer-themed meal with the help of Super One Foods. Hi, this is Nate, store manager at Super One South. Stop in this week and pick up fresh and natural Smithfield boneless pork chops or boneless stuffed pork chops, $1.99 a pound, family pack. Check out our own Fresh Brats or Italian links from our full-service meat case, only $2.99 a pound. No meal is complete without fresh fruit. Blackberries, blueberries, or raspberries, 6-ounce package, 2 for $5. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
The Northern Star Cenex store in Deer River is your home for everything spring. Need snacks? They have Fresh Way subs, Pizza Hut Express, Caribou Coffee, A&W, and a full line of convenience items. Getting the wheeler out? Fuel it up at the Northern Star Cenex store. They offer over 20 gas and diesel pumps. Muddy car? Use the touchless car wash. Your home for everything spring. The Northern Star Cenex store, west end of Deer River.
Hi, this is Kevin Friesen, sports certified physical therapist at Grand Itasca. We're proud to have provided sideline coverage for student athletes in Grand Rapids for over 20 years, Itasca Community College for nearly 20 years, and more recently we've expanded to the communities of Coleraine, Hill City, and Reamer. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
Ed, get in here and shut the door.
What's up, boss?
What's up? You have to ask, Ed?
Yes, sir, usually, sir.
Ed, you're naked as a jaybird.
Correctamundo, sir, just as you ordered.
I what?
You told us Jimmy John's was going on natural, sir.
No, Ed, I told you our meats are now all natural.
Huh?
That's meats, Ed, not employees.
Oh, I get it now. It's our meats that are all natural.
Yes, Ed. Wood smoked ham, choice roast beef, real fresh turkey breast, all natural and freaky fresh.
How embarrassing.
No kidding. It's a good thing I got to you before your first delivery.
Yeah, well, I already spread the word, sir, and...
Naked? Oh, no.
He's what? Naked?
Naked. He's naked.
If your windows stick, slip, squeak, or leak, replace them with Andersen windows. With low E-glass, low maintenance exteriors, and rich wood interiors, standard and custom sizes, they can turn simple window replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Andersen window specialist at Andersen Glass, Grand Rapids.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue here on KOZY. Jojo Leotti and Sheldon Willis with you. Hope your weekend is off to a great start. Our final weekend in March 2019. Looking at our forecast, we should have sunny skies today and a high near 31. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 12. Tomorrow, chance of a rain-snow mix and a high of 37. Monday, partly sunny, high of 42. And then Tuesday, chance of a rain-snow mix and a high near 44. And right now we're at 19 and sunshine. Our time is 8:22. Sheldon, I was looking at the extended forecast a little bit. A week from Sunday, looks like our high's just about 60.
I'll take it.
All right.
We're ready now. I mean, we didn't want that 60-degree temperature too early because of all the snowpack we had. But now we've gotten that, down to a manageable level. Let's bring it on.
Got a little dusting overnight, but nothing that's going to stick, so...
Grump. Looking out the window saying, what is that?
Yeah.
And make it go away.
Yes. So, let's see. Now, we try to order things, or present things on this show in order of importance, I guess, and we usually start local for the most part, but not a whole lot local going on right now as we get set for spring sports. So I was debating, do we go next with a big Timberwolves win in overtime over Golden State? Timberwolves, a team being out of playoff contention, but yet that's a pretty big win. Or do we go next with the Wild taking out Vegas and the Wild staying in the playoff race?
I like whenever there's a shot at playoffs, that makes it more important.
You got it. So we will go with the Wild taking on Vegas last night, and it was a nail biter. Wild needing this one to stay in contention in the Western Conference wild card race, and they would get a 3-2 win. And it started with a very unlikely goal scorer for the Wild, Greg Patterin.
Greg Pattern defensively here for the Wild. Pattern rides it into the offensive zone down the right wing. Takes a shot, he scores! Right through Subban. Bad goal, but the Wild will take it. They get the game's first, and they lead it 1-0.
Patterin's first goal since December 2017.
And when Bob Kurtz just bluntly says bad goal, it's a bad goal. He doesn't say that very often. More illustration of why you always shoot the puck on net.
Exactly.
There's no bad things that happen when you shoot the puck on net.
We like to rib Bob and call him the perpetually surprised Bob Kurtz.
He was really surprised at that one.
Yes, he was. The kind of goal it was, and who scored the goal. Wild would make it 2-0 later on. Jason Zucker.
Spurgeon rides it down the right wing. Centering pass in front. That's deflected away. Comes back and a shot. Score!
That's Zucker, I think, on the far side.
That is Zucker. Yep. It's 16 rather than 6. It's Jason Zucker celebrating the birth of his new daughter.
Yep.
Cashes in with a power play goal, and the Wild lead it by a score of 2-0.
And later on, it was Kevin Fiala making it 3-0 Wild.
Fiala does a little spin away from Stastny. Zucker with a tip-on goal. Stopped that time by Subban. Puck is still loose in front. Trying to get position. They score! Kevin Fiala was battling for position there for Minnesota, and also in the vicinity was Jared Spurgeon, but I think Fiala is going to get the power play goal for the Wild.
But then Vegas climbing back into it. Paul Stastny, his first of 2 on the night.
Nice job, a nice dive that time. Extra hustle by Pacioretty to hold the play alive. Works it over left circle. Back for Theodore. One-timer on goal. Rebound. Stastny shoots and scores. Right as the penalty time expired.
That goal coming with just 2 minutes left in the second, and then it would be Stastny again, 8:52 into the third period.
Stone for Merrill. Approaching the 9-minute mark here in the third period. Wild with a 3-1 lead. Miller's pass across. Pacioretty back across for Stastny. Score. Pacioretty to Stastny. No chance for Gilbert. And it's a 1-goal game. 3-2 for Minnesota.
And the Wild again leading 3-2. Try to hang on to finish it off.
Back for Stone. Stone loads up left circle, takes the shot. That got blocked in front, cleared by Spurgeon, not out. Nice job to hold it in by Theodore. Theodore shot on goal, saved that time by Dubnyk. Rebound Stastny, stopped by Dubnyk as well. Just 1 second left. One final shot here by Stone. That was blocked in front. The Wild and Dubnyk hold on, and they defeat the Vegas Golden Knights tonight 3-2 before 18,492 fans at T-Mobile Arena.
And Wild do get that win, and a pretty good contingent of Wild fans in Vegas as well. There were loud doobie chants all night.
I did hear some of that. I only watched the first period because, I was tired.
Wild now with 81 points. They have 4 games to go. And not great news, though, for the Wild. Colorado hangs on to beat Arizona in a big matchup out west last night, and here's how the Avs wrapped it up in a shootout.
Here's Stroza. Saved by Grubauer! It went wide of the net, he got his bat on it, and the Avs win in a shootout over the Coyotes by a final score of 2-1 as the team pours off the bench.
So Arizona tied that one up quite late, but the Avs do get that shootout win. Colorado now with 85 points. They hold the second wild card spot. Arizona, 82 points, and the Wild with 81. So a pretty big hill to climb for the Wild with, again, just 4 games left in the regular season. Sheldon, your hopes for them?
And I was talking to someone else about that, the Colorado-Arizona game, and the one thing that the Wild did not want to happen was that was a 3-point game, that both teams got points. You wanted that to just be 2 points. I mean, you obviously wanted Arizona, but as the case may be, 3 points taken away yesterday. And, well.
And the Wild have a good chance to make up a little ground, at least on one team they're chasing, Arizona, as the Wild will take on the Coyotes tomorrow. out in the desert.
Well, the Wild do actually control their destiny vis-a-vis Arizona. They're down 1. They play them once. If they win that game, win out, they will finish ahead of Arizona. But that 4-point lead by Colorado looks really daunting.
And after the game, head coach Bruce Boudreau addressing the media, including FSN's Kevin Gorg.
Well, what the team needed to do, you said you didn't have to tell them anything, and it looks like they got the message.
Yeah, you scratch your head, though, because they play so hard some nights, and they had to, sacrifice and everything else, and against a very good hockey club, and he came away with 18 players working together, and the goalie working, playing really well, and that's how you win.
Just another example of how maddening you guys can be, right? Just the Colorado game and the outcome tonight. How tough is that to see?
That was tough because I'm sitting there looking at it's 2-0 and you're getting a little down, and even though you've got the lead, and then it's 2-2 and you're going okay, and you see 44 shots. It looks like Arizona is taking the play to them, and then you see up in the thing that it's 3-2. But all we can worry about is ourselves. Hey, if they win 10 in a row, more power to them. That's an incredible feat to win 10 games in a row at the end of the season. But we've got to focus on our next game, and our next game is going to probably be the toughest game of the year, because I think whoever loses is probably, for sure out. So that's my guess.
Is that a tough scenario to be in, or do you feel like seeing how they reacted to today, that this is a group primed to maybe learn its destiny on Sunday?
Well, by watching today's game that they want to win. They're not throwing in the towel, and they're playing hard from the goaltender on out. So, that's the thing that I learned today. And let's just hope we can duplicate that in Arizona.
Is it surprising or not that the power play was maybe the surge to kind of get the offense back going with 2 goals?
Well, we need it. If you just look at our goal scoring, we need the power play to be successful if we want to score, because 5-on-5, we haven't exactly ripped it up. So, when the power plays getting opportunities and doing the right stuff, then, good things happen.
Feel the best game in a while?
Yeah, you know what? And that's why he was out in the last 4 minutes. I thought the responsibility of just getting it out, and putting him in that position might make him want to do that a little bit more. And he did a good job.
Dubnyk's play in the glove save?
Dubnyk was the Dubnyk of why he goes to All-Star games. That was, and if you don't have great goaltending, then you're surely not getting anything. You could look at why Arizona's in the hunt right now is because Kumper's been unbelievable. Why is Colorado where they are is because Grubauer's been unbelievable. The goaltending is by far the most important position to be good at.
Last minute, you'd like a couple chips off the glass, maybe, or
like one at least.
Yeah,
it was flat to them at least. It wasn't bouncing where they had to make a play. Oh Jesus!
Thanks.
How are your eyes? Will you help me out here? I wasn't misreading this.
Okay, I guess we're done.
I love Bruce, but the master of understatement. We haven't exactly been ripping it up 5-on-5.
And can we get a chip off the glass, please? Jeez. So again, the Wild will take on Arizona tomorrow in another big matchup. They're all big from here on out until the Wild potentially eliminated.
They're all big until the Wild lose a game.
Yeah, that's right.
As long as they win them all, then they keep staying big.
So let's see. Just looking at a few other scores from last night as they load up quickly here, or slowly. There we are. The Rangers double up the Blues 4-2. Nashville a 3-1 win over Pittsburgh. Detroit shuts out New Jersey 4-0. Calgary all over Anaheim 6-1. The Flames score 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third for the win. And then Colorado 3-2 over Arizona in that shootout. So, exciting times. NHL playoffs start on April 10th, so a week from Wednesday. We'll take a quick time out here on the Sports Issue Get you MNN news coming up next. We'll chat about a big Timberwolves win in overtime last night over Golden State. A little later on, Grand Rapids softball in studio. 1320 KOZY.
Minnesota News Network, I'm Brent Palm. A former Shakopee school superintendent will spend 2 years in federal prison for soliciting bribes from a company in exchange for contracts with the district. Prosecutors say 53-year-old Rodney Thompson received more than $44,000 in home improvements plus personal travel and tickets to sporting events. Well, if you're planning to venture out on the ice this weekend in northern Minnesota,
remember that ice that has already begun to thaw or has been through the freeze-thaw cycle is only half as strong as the new ice that you start to get at the beginning of the season. So you want to double those ice thickness recommendations before going out on the older ice.
DNR's Lisa Dugan says ice conditions continue to deteriorate. And a southern Minnesota man jailed in LeSueur County on child pornography charges. 61-year-old Leonard Beatty III of Montgomery was arrested Wednesday. This is MNN.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
So some people are asking, what's this warranty for life business? Hey, Max here from Donlier Ford, and here's the deal. We are giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles. This means engines, transmissions, transfer cases, all the expensive stuff is covered. Plus, you get roadside assistance for 10 years. We're talking towing, service loaners, jump starts, lockout, gas, battery, water, flat tires, you name it. That's how Donlier's lowers the cost on your next new ride. You always get more for your money at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
Everyone wants fresh, healthy options for their family. Hi, this is Zach, Meat Department Manager at Super One North. There are many things that make our meat department unique, like our fresh, full-service meat counter offering thick-cut Black Angus steaks, marinated chicken breasts, fresh fish, and the largest selection of seafood in town. Need a quick and easy dinner tonight? Try one of our heat and eat chicken options or one of our seasoned oven-ready salmon fillets. Come see why Super One Foods Meat Department is the place to shop. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
Sunshine, grass, beer, baseball.
You call that a strike?
Best seats ever.
Best seats ever.
Home run. High five.
Hot dogs.
Happy family.
Happy family.
Twins tickets.
That's hit a long way.
Twins tickets. Get them now. Twinsbaseball.com.
I'm Carl Erickson. My wife Jody and I own Erickson's Itasca Lumber in Grand Rapids. Retail lumberyard deals mostly with contractors, helping homeowners and everything else too.
When did you become customers of Woodland Bank?
The first project I did with them was probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. We moved everything up to Woodland here in the last 6 months.
How is the process of switching banks?
Yeah, it was very easy. It's more headache closing accounts and making sure everything's closed and open, but they help with that process a lot, so that part went very well. There's a lot of stuff to think about, but Wayne was helpful in that. Tyler, the teller there, she was awesome. Right away, everybody there knows us. We've only been there for a little while, so it's pretty impressive, and that's what I like. We should know people that we deal with. That's the way I prefer to deal with people, and I guess that's the way I want my bank to be too.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland way. Classic radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 30.
Winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 12. Chance for scattered showers. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 37. Cloudy. Temps near average. Monday and Tuesday, with highs in the low 40s. Chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 19.
Hey, welcome back to the Sports Issue here on KOZY, live streaming audio and video at KOZYradio.com. Yes, you can see Sheldon and I's, how would you describe our faces?
Studious.
Studious. I like that. Well, technically speaking, they can see the studious back of your head.
Pretty much. Well, kind of the side.
Kind of the side? Is it?
They can see me perusing the NHL standings very carefully.
And is the side that we can see, is that your good side?
No, this would be my good side.
Oh, that is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, completely from the back is better.
I see. All right. And how are those NHL standings looking as you're perusing?
Well, the one thing I was seeing is goal differential, which I know I look at that more in run differential in baseball, but I think it bears some looking at. If that is the case, Colorado should win the playoff spot, right?
Right.
A goal differential of plus 13. The Wild are minus 20.
Oh, man.
206 goals for, 226 goals against.
Yeah, as Coach Boudreau put it, we're not exactly ripping it up in the goal-scoring column.
So for Minnesota to actually be above 500 at 36 and 33 with 36, 33, and 9, probably about as good or even a little better than they could expect.
Well documented that the Wild have struggled at home. They're just 15, 17, and 7. And you just wonder, boy, if they could have just won a few more of those home games, how much better shape they'd be sitting in right now.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's see. Just quickly scanning this here. The Wild are tied with dead last Los Angeles for the fewest home wins in the Western Conference. Jeez.
Oh, yuck.
Let me just peruse the Eastern Conference quickly here for home records. Let's see, 15, 32. Yep, okay, and only Detroit also has 15 wins only at home. So the Wild.
So no one has fewer home wins than the Wild.
And the Wings and the Kings.
Yes.
Exactly.
But no one with fewer.
Right.
3 teams tied, but no one with fewer. Yuck.
Wowzers. Okay, and yet they're still...
They're still hanging on!
Yes, they are.
There's been an E in front of L.A. and Detroit for a while in the standings.
And there was an E not too long ago applied to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the standings, as it'll be no playoffs for the Timberwolves. But that didn't stop them from putting on a nice performance last night at Target Center, taking out Golden State. Yes, the Warriors. 131-130 in overtime. You caught some of the game.
I did catch, I turned it off because they were down like 19 points, so I was watching hockey, and boy, they came storming back, had 2 9-point leads late in the fourth. Golden State came back and tied, and then they had, I think, a 7-point lead in overtime and came back and tied. Some very... some calls that Golden State is not happy with yet this morning at the end of the overtime. But how about this? Minnesota missing Jeff Teague, Robert Covington, and Taj Gibson, and Wiggins fouls out with 24 points, and yet their bench outscores Golden State 49-25 in the game. George, and I never remember how to pronounce his name, Mr. Deng with Jang with his first double-double of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous George, I call him.
Gorgeous George.
I don't know. With his first double-double of the season. Jared Bayless, 17 points. I mean, you can't predict this kind of stuff.
Let's hear how some of it sounded. Andrew Wiggins heating up early in the first quarter for Minnesota.
Looking to feed it off to Wiggins, lobs it left side to him. Andrew hesitates, now rises, 18-footer good over Draymond Green. 3 for 3 shooting, 7 points. Andrew Wiggins has put the Wolves up by 1.
Golden State led after the first quarter, 32-27. Second quarter action, the Warriors going on a 12-0 run.
35 seconds left to go. Thompson goes inside. Iguodala out to Durant, calling for it. Pump fakes a 3. Drive. Now Curry. Corner 3 on the way. Too good. Just too good. 6 turnovers for 16 Golden State points. 12-0 run in the last minute and 6 seconds. That's how quick it can happen.
Warriors led 68-54 at halftime. Again, Timberwolves down by as many as 19 at one point. But a big third quarter here for Minnesota, outscoring Golden State 32-18. And Jang helping Minnesota get back into it, tying the game.
Timberwolves have it with a chance to tie. Here's Wiggins on the right side. Crosses over into the paint. Now kicks out to Okogie. Tyus Jones, top of the key. Gorgie, mid-range jumper for the tie. Bingo! From down 19 to tied at 84 with under 45 seconds left to play in the third. Wolves outscoring the Warriors 30-11.
Not bad. Fourth quarter action. How about this? After a dominant third for Minnesota, 29 points apiece for each team in the fourth. And here's Steph Curry getting Golden State within 1. Pardon me, let's go with Jared Bayless, putting Minnesota up 9, first of all.
Here's Bayless on a drive, gets by Green to the rim. He's able to finish off the window. Wow, up by 9 with 6:12 left.
But Golden State not going away.
55 seconds left to play. Warriors down by 4. Durant off to Curry up top. Pump fakes a 3. Sets himself, fires, and hits. 115-114 with 48.9 seconds left. 5-0 Golden State run, and they're within 1.
And Josh Okogie in overtime, helping Minnesota sew up a win here. Minnesota outscores Golden State 16-15 in the overtime session.
Bayless up into the front court, a bounce pass to Okogie in the corner, turns, fires, 3-ball. Oh, Josh is feeling it! How about the confidence from Josh Okogie to turn and fire right in front of the Warriors bench on a corner 3? His third triple of the night.
And some controversy in overtime, you tell me.
Do they have any of the highlights of that? I was just kind of interested to hear how Alan Horton described it in real time.
Let's see if this was the one here. It's the final call at the buzzer.
Okay, well he may. This will just be a missed free throw and the rebound. But let's see what he has to say.
He does off the back iron. It pops out. The rebound's loose. The horn sounds. It's over. Somehow the Wolves come away with a 131-130 victory over the two-time defending NBA champions. The Wolves rally from 19 down midway through the third quarter to match their largest comeback of the season. They've now done it 3 times, rallying from 19 down.
Okay, here's the controversial parts then. Wolves up 3. About 10 seconds left. Golden State with the ball, and Kevin Durant launches a 3 from straight on and drains it. They call the foul and then rule that the foul happened before the shot. So wipe the basket off instead of giving him a chance for a 3-point play. So then the inbound with, I believe, 3 seconds left, they go in the corner to Curry, who drains a cold-blooded 3 to tie it. I mean, he's unbelievable, both Durant and Curry. With 0.5 left, the Wolves have an inbound with 0.5 left. They try to lob it to Towns. He's held by Green. It looks like the pass is probably going into the cheap seats anyways, but they call the foul with 0.5 left, and Towns hits 1 of 2, misses the second one on purpose to keep the ball in play and finish out the game. But I don't know. I actually thought that was a good call. The final one, you can disagree. Maybe it was, I don't know if uncatchable is a thing in the NBA, but he was definitely hooked and held as he tried to cut for that ball on the inbounds pass. The foul on Durant, wow, was that a tight call. I was amazed they didn't give him the chance for the 4-point play in the lead.
And Durant saying, quote, after the game, my little brother wouldn't call that foul.
Oh, the final? Yeah, I disagree with that. He had him hooked really bad.
Yeah, I was just watching it now. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. But, hey, great time to be at Target Center last night. It looks like a near-capacity crowd, and they got to see a good game despite a team being out of playoff contention.
Our very own David Moody will be annoyed. He's a Wolves fan, and he wants them to lose the rest and maximize their lottery potential, and now they get a win. It's like, why now?
One guy who was happy about it, interim head coach Ryan Saunders.
It's a long year. Probably been a longer year for us in a lot of ways. You know, I'll say it, and I've said it before, but I'm just proud to be a part of that group, and just proud to be a part of the resolve in that room. The selflessness of our team. I think a lot of guys need to be commended tonight because that's a big win, especially when you're struggling, when you're down on numbers. In a lot of ways, that's a win that can propel you. It's huge, and that wasn't a fluke win. I don't believe. You hold Golden State to 18 points in the third quarter. You know, you play them even at 29 in the fourth. But you know, this is a team that's, you know, they're going to be playing. You know, more than likely they're going to be right there into June. That's a really good team in that locker room, and for our guys to come out and just have the focus on things, you can't say enough about them.
Karl Anthony Towns, proud of his teammates for stepping it up and getting the big victory.
Real proud of us, you know, especially with the game, with the way it was going, playing in a team of that caliber, and then to be down so big and then say, you know, we're not going to quit, we're not letting go of the rope, which we've been notorious for doing, especially this season, and just keep fighting and give ourselves a chance, and we were right there in the thick of it.
Andrew Wiggins, also happy with the win.
It feels good. You know, they're one of the best, if not the best team, you know, in the league. So it feels good to get a win like this, especially with the schedule we got. You know, we got a lot of tough games coming up, and you know, it hasn't been easy for us. So it's a good game for us.
And of course, the interim head coach tag still on Ryan Saunders. Your thoughts on his chances to be the permanent head coach?
50-50.
Yeah, I'm pretty much right around there with you, yeah. I'd be okay with it. Players seem to like him. He's got the Saunders bloodlines, of course. So I'd be okay with it. He seems like he's done a pretty good job with what he's been able to deal with.
So exactly. I mean, it's been one of those soap opera years. It started with, of course, the Jimmy Butler saga, coach firing, injuries, and so on. Would you give him a 1 year make good type of thing? Say, okay, you're our guy. Here's a 1 year deal. We're going to reevaluate at the end of the year because he is young without a lot of track record, and say, here, you got a full year with these guys to see what you can do.
I think that'd be an okay pitch from management. I don't know that he'd be thrilled about that.
No, I don't think so either.
But I would say give him a 2 year deal, see how things work out.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, give him a little time to sort things out, and I think
you can always fire him after a year anyways. They do it all the time.
Yeah. How about let's see what Towns thinks about the potential of Saunders being the permanent coach.
I think that he's done a lot to earn it, and our record may not be as what we wanted to do or wanted to be, but I think the culture he's building and the excitement the fans feel in our team, something you can't make up. You know, he is Minnesota basketball through and throughout. So his blood's been here his whole life. His blood before him has been here their whole lives. I think that he's a great candidate for the job.
So we shall see. Timberwolves rattling off the final few games of their season. And next up, hey, you mentioned Jimmy Butler. He's coming back to Target Center tonight.
Yes, he is. And he's going to the playoffs.
Yes, he is. Wolves and the 76ers tonight. We'll have it here for you. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock opening tip here on your home for Timberwolves basketball. Other NBA scores from last night. The Celtics 114-112 over Indiana. 30 points for Kyrie Irving, including the winning layup with half a second to go. Portland 118-98 over Atlanta. Damian Lillard 36 points in the Portland win. We also had Denver 115-105 over Oklahoma City. It was Utah edging Washington 128-124. Donovan Mitchell with 35 points. Bradley Beal 34 in the loss for the Wizards. And finally, the LA Lakers 129-115 over Charlotte. 27 points, 9 assists for LeBron, 17 assists for Rajon Rondo. Lakers eliminated a little while back as well in the Western Conference.
Which does make this season a little more worthwhile, even though the Wolves are also missing the playoffs.
The fact that the Lakers are also eliminated?
Yes.
Understood. So, yeah, just I didn't think there were high expectations for the Lakers coming into this year, but yet now they, missed the playoffs, and all of a sudden seems to be this huge story. Oh, did LeBron waste his first year? Is it a lost year? I didn't think there were high hopes for a playoff spot.
LeBron, just because he's King James, will take any team to the finals, I thought. You could put him with, 4 guys off of the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, and he'd still go to the finals. That's what isn't that what everyone thought?
And now your starting lineup, Stacey Washington and LeBron James.
There you go.
Are 2 of your 5 starters. As I was trying to rattle off the starting 5 in my head, and it didn't quite work out.
No, it didn't go real well for you, did it? John Sutherland would have been there.
John Sutherland.
Dawson Persons.
See, when these seasons end and it gets to be a few weeks after, you have to think for a second. All right, who was in the lineup? Okay.
Easton Fothergill,
yes.
There you go. But you know what I mean? I think the expectations with LeBron there went through the roof. It's like, hey, LeBron always makes the playoffs, and he basically always makes the finals. And not the case. It is still a team game, LeBron. We're amazed.
We'll take a timeout here on the Sports Issue. ABC News coming up at 9. A little later on, we'll be joined by Grand Rapids Softball in studio, and a whole lot more fun. Hey, we got to talk Twins, too.
Absolutely. 10 strikeouts for Jose Barrios.
Great opening day win over Cleveland. We'll chat about that and look ahead to today's game. 13:20 KOZY.
Ready to do the things you love without the hassle of contacts and glasses? It's time to treat yourself to LASIK. Bonner Eye Clinic, the premier provider of eye care services in Itasca County and surrounding areas, will help you discover the freedom of life without glasses or contacts. Bonner Eye Clinic provides blade-free technology, experienced doctors, and remarkable results. Ask about their free lifetime vision policy. For more information about LASIK procedures or to schedule a consultation, visit BonnerEyeClinic.com.
You are invited to an open house at Hibbing Community College, Thursday, April 11th from 3:30 to 6. Come check out the abundance of options that HCC has to offer. Meet program faculty, chat with admissions, check up on your financial aid, register for prizes, and take a tour of campus. Let us show you what Hibbing Community College is all about. HCC will prepare you for a career in a variety of different fields or for the easy transfer to a four-year institution. Attend the Hibbing Community College Open House on Thursday, April 11th from 3:30 to 6. For more options, go to hibbing.edu.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. Your Auto Value Parts Store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
Find great savings this week at Super One Liquor. Get Miller Lite or Coors Light 24-pack cans, only $17.97. Tito's Vodka, 1.75 liters, only $25.97. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, 750 milliliters, $9.97. And Yellowtail Wines, 1.5 liters, only $7.97. You'll find these savings and more at Super One Liquor, Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Virginia.
Alexa, play KOZY Radio.
Started playing KOZY Radio.
Hi, this is Jim Lamke, General Manager for KOZY. Not only can you listen to your favorite radio station over the air, but you can also listen on your desktop or laptop, Paul Bunyan television, your mobile app, and now your smart speaker. Alexa, play KOZY Radio.
It's time for the Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
It's the spring sales event at Hibbing Chrysler for the month of March. It's the hottest selling month of the year with the biggest rebates and the lowest payments at Hibbing Chrysler Center. Take advantage of the new 2019 Ram 1500 Express Quad Classic, leased for $190 per month, or the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4, leased for $280 per month. And Hibbing Chrysler's Triple Play, the 2019 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, leased for $299 per month. Hibbing Chrysler is taking it to the certified pre-owned level. They have a 2018 Ram 1500 SCT 4x4 for $25,999. That comes with peace of mind with the best certified warranty on the market. Hurry into Hibbing Chrysler Center for the spring sales event. It is so huge you won't want to miss it. Hibbing Chrysler Center, right on the belt line, right on the corner, and right on the price.
Everybody gets a great deal. Everybody gets a great deal.
This is Tim Edwards with today's Car Care Tip. Add up the hours you spend in your car. It's a lot, isn't it? During that time, you're actually living in that interior, and that means smudges on the windows, scratches in the dash, food in the seat crevices accumulate and leave you wondering what happened to that beautiful car you had. Luckily, it's not that difficult to keep your car from looking a little too lived in. Get something to stuff your trash in. Just a plastic bag or container you don't use around the house, toss it in the car. Every now and then, take it out and relish the fact you haven't spent an hour cleaning up the car. Not a bad idea to keep a rag in the car and a little spray bottle with some soapy water to wipe off those surfaces. Some cleaning products do contain alcohol that'll prematurely dry and age the materials by reducing the flexibility in the vinyl. So a little homemade cleaning fluid, just a little water, a little dash of soap will do the job. Hand spill occurs. Keep your car smelling like roses with dryer sheets under the seats. That's today's Car Care Tip. I'm Tim Edwards.
The Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Listen for the Car Care Tip of the Day, 8:50 a.m. on 1320 KOZY.
1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, serving Grand Rapids and surrounding areas since 1948.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump raising the stakes, putting the border issue at the top of his agenda. He's vowing to close the southern border as early as next week, he says, if Mexican authorities do not keep Central American migrants from entering the U.S. illegally. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is in Washington.
President Trump is now ready to turn his repeated threat into action.
Mexico's tough. They can stop them, but they chose not to. Now they're going to stop them. And if they don't stop them, we're closing the border. They'll close it, and we'll keep it closed for a long time. I'm not playing games.
And he's got backup. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen supports the plan and is prepared to close ports.
Analysts say the border closing could affect billions in commerce. Democratic candidates will have plenty of talking points this weekend at a forum taking place in Iowa. In addition to immigration, the health care debate is also ramping up. Candidates will also be rolling out some proposals that they say could help farmers in rural communities. Back to the drawing board, Prime Minister Theresa May suffering a third embarrassing defeat Friday, Parliament rejecting her Brexit deal for a third time. The same day, thousands of pro-Brexit demonstrators took to the streets demanding a deal to leave the EU. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell has more from London.
Anger and division on the streets of London. These are the people who voted for Britain to exit the European Union almost 3 years ago, so-called Brexit. This was the day it was supposed to happen, but the deadline came and went without agreement. Those who voted to stay in the European Union are also angry. Last weekend, hundreds of thousands of them also took to the streets. Brexit was supposed to bring Britain together, but it's only driven people further apart.
British lawmakers will consider other options Monday. Thousands of Palestinians holding a rally at the Israeli border fence marking 1 year of Hamas-led protests. You're listening to ABC News.
Bracket Busters from ABC Radio and Buffalo Wild Wings.
It took UCLA coach John Wooden 16 seasons before he won his first college championship title back in 1964. He would leave UCLA with a record 10 championships, including 7 straight from 1967 to 1973.
Buffalo Wild Wings, the official place that has lots of TVs and beers and screaming fans for college basketball. Buffalo Wild Wings. Please drink responsibly.
Every carpet has spills and accidents, but with the Home Depot, you can make your carpet life-proof. Because life-proof carpet is stain-resistant, odor-resistant, and comes with pet-proof technology woven in. And right now, you can get it with free installation, but you can only get it at the Home Depot. Today is the day for doing, with worry-free carpet and free installation. Life-proof carpet, exclusively at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers.
Pope Francis arriving in Morocco today. He's in the capital for a 2-day trip. He'll meet with small groups of Christians living in the Muslim country. He'll end his visit with a mass and a meeting with Moroccan clergy on Sunday. Cities around the world are already going dark in their own time zones on what's become one of the most visible ways to raise awareness about the environment and climate change. Here's ABC's Brian Clark.
This year's Earth Hour, when cities turn off their lights at 8:30 p.m. local time, is specifically focused on conserving nature and biodiversity while maintaining the original goal of bringing awareness to climate change. That's a topic that's become more urgent, according to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi.
The climate crisis is an existential threat of our generation, of our time.
The Eiffel Tower, Empire State Building, the Colosseum in Rome, and the Sydney Opera House are some of the landmarks in 180 countries expected to turn off their lights for the 13th Earth Hour. Brian Clark, ABC News.
The Rolling Stones announcing today that it is postponing their latest tour. Also, Mick Jagger can receive medical treatment. The band announced that Jagger, quote, has been advised by doctors that he cannot go on tour at this time. The band added that Jagger is expected to make a complete recovery so he can get back on the stage as soon as possible. No more details about the 75-year-old Jagger's condition were provided. This is ABC News.
Let's have a chat about your debit card, the card you use for the things you buy every day. What if you could get cash back every time you bought those things? Well, now you can. Introducing Discover Cashback Debit. Just open a Discover bank account and start earning 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in debit card purchases every month, automatically. Plus, there are no monthly fees or minimum balances. Now you can get cash back on the way you like to pay. Open a Discover bank account and get the debit card with cash back. Go to discoverbank.com/debit. Limitations apply. Excludes money market accounts. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 30. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 12. Chance for scattered showers. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 37. Cloudy. Temps near average. Monday and Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 20.
The Northern Star Cenex store in Deer River is your home for everything spring. Need snacks? They have Fresh Way Subs, Pizza Hut Express, Caribou Coffee, A&W, and a full line of convenience items. Getting the wheeler out? Fuel it up at the Northern Star Cenex store. They offer over 20 gas and diesel pumps. Muddy car? Use the touchless car wash. Your home for everything spring. The Northern Star Cenex store, west end of Deer River.
Well, I guess we don't have to necessarily end every break with a weather forecast. We can throw in an extra ad. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Those darn pauses you forget to put in every now and then. And by you, I mean me. Second hour of the sports issue here on KOZY. Are you ready for a second hour?
I think we can do that.
All right, let's do it. And we start our second hour on a very cheery note. The Minnesota Twins have their season opener in the books. Thursday, a 2-0 shutout over Cleveland. And I think the story, Jose Barrios was dynamic on the mound for Minnesota.
He was dialed in, struck out the first batter he faced, set a Twins record for strikeouts on opening day, breaking the record that was held by Jim Cott, Brad Radke, and Dean Chance. How's that?
Pretty good Twins company there.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm not really familiar with Dean Chance.
He was pretty good back in the 60s. Back when they went to a Super Bowl back then. A World Series.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose, really.
You silly.
Yeah.
And let's hear just how good Barrios was.
From the windup, and again, the 1-2 pitch. He got it. Strike three, swinging on a changeup. Martin is out number one. Strikeout number one for Jose Barrios here in 2019. And here's the pitch. He got him. Strike three, call. And the payoff pitch is right there. Strike three, call. And the 0-2 pitch. He got him. Strike three, a fastball 95 right by him. And Barrios is perfect through three with 4 strikeouts.
Righty sets. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Got him. Went off speed with a breaking ball. And strike three. He knew it. A little backdoor breaking ball. And Barrios stay hot. Strikeout number 7.
3-2 pitch. A check swing. Did he go on appeal? He did. And he's rung out by Adam Hamari. And the 0-2 pitch. He got him. A 10 strikeout day for Barrios on opening day.
Can't draw it up much better than that. That was Corey Provis and Danny Gladden on the Twins radio network. Certainly looks like an ace, Sheldon.
Well, one game does not an ace make, but his stuff is electric. That's what the Twins have been lacking for a number of years, is that true shutdown ace. Probably really haven't had one since Santana, right?
I think you're right.
The Johan version of Santana.
What about Carl Pavano?
No. Or Irvin Santana, while he was good, was not that ace.
So great start to the year for Barrios. On the offensive side for Minnesota, the big blow came in the bottom of the 7th. Couple guys on base for newcomer Marwin Gonzalez.
And now the pitch, a swing, a line drive, left center field, base hit towards the gap. And this one is not going to be cut off by Martin. Cruz scores. Here comes Crone heading home, and he will score. No throw. Marwin Gonzalez with a 7th inning 2-run double. 2-0 Twins.
And that proved to be all the offense Minnesota needed as they take down 2-time Cy Young winner Corey Kluber and Cleveland. Final score 2-0 from Thursday's opening day.
Now, Kluber was every bit as good as Barrios through, 5 innings? And for the Twins, Nelson Cruz, C.J. Cron, and Marwin Gonzalez combining for those 2 runs, a couple singles, and then the 2 RBI double. So it is a new-look Twins team. There's no doubt.
The new guys making it happen on opening day. A double in the game for Byron Buxton as well. And let's check in with manager Rocco Baldelli. He got his first win in his managerial debut with the Twins, managerial debut overall. And here's Baldelli on Barrios.
He was dominant. He did a terrific job out there. He threw the ball extremely well. He mixed speeds. I think he kept the other side off balance. I don't know if he could have thrown the ball any better. That's as good as someone can pitch.
And also Baldelli on what looks to be a pretty complete lineup for the Twins.
You don't know where it's going to come from. You have to look up and down your lineup for production and to bring things to the table to beat a team like this. And like I said, when you're facing Kluber, again, you have to take it wherever you can get it. And our guys, like I said, had great at bats. They continued to do it, and then Marwin comes up with a big hit, and that's what we look to and what we're hoping to carry into the rest of the series and the rest of the season.
So there you go. Great start to opening day. A sellout crowd, 39,000 plus at Target Field. Terrific atmosphere. It was just a really fun opening day.
Well, when I saw that they were opening at home in March, I was like, oh man, this is going to be ugly. But right around just under 50 degrees, sunshine, light breezes. It was a beautiful day for baseball. Hopefully they can keep it up. They go again today. Is it Pineda going today?
Odorizzi.
Odorizzi goes today. Pineda tomorrow.
Yes, and I said, got to get used to saying Twins again. Twins will take on another tough one for Cleveland as Trevor Bauer will throw for the Indians.
And for the Indians, everyone, all the people who should know say it's a race between the Indians and the Twins. In the Central, and for the Indians, it is starting pitching. If their starting pitching has to be better than good, because that lineup really doesn't throw fear into anyone's heart right now.
No, and just they're missing a few folks due to injuries. Others went elsewhere in the offseason. Just hearing Danny and Corey rattle off who was missing for Cleveland via, again, leaving in the offseason or injuries, Yeah, it was a different-looking Cleveland team.
Yeah, and I mean, they'll be better when they get Lindor back, obviously, but he's only going to bat one time through the lineup. That's not like it's going to turn that whole lineup on its head to get one guy back.
And if Barrios can even come close to what he did yesterday for a majority of his starts, he's going to give the Twins a chance to win every fifth day. And if Pineda can be the Pineda of old, if Gibson can show signs of what he did last year, and Odorizzi can sustain, I think the Twins can certainly give Cleveland a run for their money in the Central.
And for the Twins, I would say their pitching has to be good, not great. Their pitching has been mediocre or less the last 5 years, and they have a fairly potent lineup. Yes, it's dependent on people staying healthy. Certainly Buxton is a key to that, but they have a lineup that's going to score some runs. They need a pitching staff that's going to keep them in it. How about Taylor Rogers? 4 outs and just absolutely mowed through an inning and a third to get a save 2 days ago.
That's been one of the big question marks for the Twins heading into the year. Who's going to be the closer? Do you need a closer?
No, you do not.
I don't think you do either. I mean, why put all the pressure on one guy? Let's spread the closing love a little bit here.
And sometimes you need your best pitcher in the end of the 7th inning with the bases loaded and hitters 2, 3, and 4 coming up, or whatever it is. Get your best pitchers in the highest leverage situations, and they can figure out that when they're out there, they're supposed to pitch. You don't need, I know relief pitchers are kind of divas. They like their defined roles, but you can make it work.
And the Twins, I think, will benefit from a fairly weak division overall.
Oh, yeah.
So pile up those wins against Detroit, Kansas City, and Chicago, and you should be in decent shape toward the end of the year.
Although keep an eye on Chicago. They are young, fast, and hungry. That team's going to be better than most people think. Kansas City and Detroit are just bad.
Sorry, Gardy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
It's not your fault, Gardy. We love you. Your team is not good.
So the undefeated Twins take on Cleveland again today. Pre-game at 12:30, first pitch at 1:10. Again, that's Trevor Bauer against Jake Odorizzi. A lot of Saturday games are going to be afternoon games, especially in the early going here of the season.
Well, and more off days. They did start the season earlier. I believe every team gets 19 off days during the year now.
Something like that.
I think that's what I understood, and I don't believe that counts the All-Star break. And for the Twins, they get 5 of those in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
It's a really choppy start to the season, especially this first week. Opener on Thursday. They had yesterday off. They'll play today and tomorrow. They have Monday off. They'll play Tuesday, Wednesday, and then have Thursday off. So it's really choppy.
Yeah, very, very choppy. You'd love to have that schedule in late August or early September when everyone's dragging a little bit after 140 games. But, well, take it when you can get it.
Other MLB action from yesterday. Toronto shuts out Detroit 6-0. Colorado a 6-1 win over Miami. Tampa Bay doubles up Houston 4-2. The LA Angels 6-2 over Oakland. 2-run double for fresh contract man Mike Trout. Boston a 7-6 win over Seattle. Arizona defeats LA, the Dodgers, 5-4 in 13 innings. San Diego, a 4-1 win over San Francisco. First hit of the season for Manny Machado as a San Diego Padre. But I think the game of the night, definitely the performance of the day, goes to Paul Goldschmidt for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He's going, the pitch. A swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. Braun moving back at the track. And Braun makes the catch. Oh, no, it's gone. Braun acted like he made the catch. That ball went out. The fans were cheering for a moment like Braun had it, but that ball cleared the wall, and Paul Goldschmidt has his first Cardinal home run. The wind-up, the pitch. Goldschmidt hits it deep. Left center field. That's a goner and a 2-home run game. Paul Goldschmidt gives the Cardinals a 5-4 lead in the 6th inning.
Another pitch. There's a long one to left. Another home run for Paul Goldschmidt, number 3 on the night. and all of a sudden the Cardinals have broken this one open. It's now 8-4. Hello, Mr. Goldschmidt.
Welcome to St. Louis, huh?
Wow, that is quite a start, right?
And they would win 9-5 over Milwaukee. Yeah, second game with St. Louis. Let's just pump out 3 home runs. Why not?
Well, yeah, exactly.
That first home run kind of threw me off. I thought it was a mislabeled highlight or something. And Braun makes the catch. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's out. So great to have baseball back. It is baseball season.
So what, Goldschmidt on pace for 243 home runs this year?
Yeah, not bad. And the Twins are on pace to be 162-0.
Yeah, without being scored upon.
That's right. That's right.
With an ERA of 0.
That might be a record.
That would be, yeah. We would take
Let's see. Elsewhere, shifting gears, NCAA basketball tournament continuing yesterday. Michigan State, an 80-63 win over LSU. It was Auburn knocking out a number 1 seed, taking out North Carolina 97-80. Kentucky squeaks by Houston 62-58. And how about those Duke Blue Devils? They get a 75-73 win over Virginia Tech. The Blue Devils survive another late tip-in attempt that goes for naught. Second time in less than a week that happened.
I'm starting to think there may be supernatural forces at work helping Duke. I don't want to admit it, but wow. I was sure I didn't watch the end of last night's game. It was a late game and I was in bed, but the UCF game, it was like the ball defied gravity and came back out on the tip in, and sounds like it was a bunny that should have sent it to overtime last night and didn't.
It may be close to Easter, but those bunnies not kind to Central Florida or Virginia Tech, but awfully nice to Duke. 23 points for Zion Williamson in the Duke win last night, as they looked perhaps destined to be a part of the Final Four in Minneapolis. And
either that or their mediocre play will finally doom them sometime.
One of the two. One of the two. And we will have the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game. No matter who's in it, we'll have it for you on April 8th.
A week from Monday.
Yes, sirree, Bob. So we've done that for quite a few years now, and should be another fun broadcast courtesy of our good friends at Westwood One. By the way, we mentioned a week from Monday, but this coming Monday, April Fool's Day. Any tricks up your sleeve, Mr. Willis?
No. I'm wearing short sleeves. I have no room to store tricks. And see?
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty short sleeves.
Yeah, so...
better than short shorts.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
I don't think the world's ready for that.
No. But just watch your back. Yeah, don't believe... It would probably be a good thing to be skeptical of everything you read all year long with what I see coming across my social media feeds. But as the case may be extra skeptical on Monday.
And we'll take a timeout here on the Sports Issue. We'll have Grand Rapids Softball in studio shortly as they have a new head coach, Kelsey Johnston. We will meet her and some players hopefully as well. MNN News coming up as well. 1320 KOZY, this is the Sports Issue.
Hibbing Community College is hosting an open house on Thursday, April 11th from 3:30 to 6 o'clock. Explore career programs such as IT networking and security, law enforcement, medical laboratory technician, heating and cooling technician, culinary arts, and more. Or find out how you can complete all your general education coursework required to transfer. The open house includes tours, help with admissions, and financial aid, and prizes. We'll see you on April 11th from 3:30 to 6 o'clock. For more information, please visit hibbing.edu.
Freak yeah, Jimmy John's.
Freak yeah, what if I just needed one sandwich delivered?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 100 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 24 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
67 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
You know, 67's a prime number.
Freak yeah, a whole number greater than one whose only factors are one in itself, I know.
Great. I'll take one turkey tom, please.
Freak yeah, one turkey tom, on the way. Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah.
Hi, this is Ben Gook, physical therapist and certified athletic trainer at Grand Itasca. Our sports medicine team is committed to providing care to our local student athletes. We provide baseline concussion testing at many local schools and help to develop a safe return to play should an athlete have an injury or concussion. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
If your patio doors stick, squeak, or leak, replace them with Anderson patio doors. Their low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, rich wood interiors, and wide range of sizes can turn patio door replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Anderson window specialist at Anderson Glass, Grand Rapids.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're catering a wedding, and the bride says,
Everyone is raving about the hors d'oeuvres. My aunt was asking if you do corporate events.
now is the time when the right business card is essential, and Vistaprint can help. Head to Vistaprint.com and you can customize 500 cards starting at just $9.99. You choose the paper, the shape, and the finish. Whatever your style, create a card that gives you the confidence to own the now. So head to Vistaprint.com and get 500 business cards starting at $9.99. Use promo code 6464 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 6464.
Minnesota News Network, I'm Brent Palm. A bill is moving forward at the state capitol that provides additional money for mental health counseling for farmers.
This would increase capacity for the farm advocates, and really what they have right now, they're limited in their dollars and their numbers of hours that they can serve. So this would increase the ability for them to have more hours, and that would be helpful.
Representative Gene Poppy of Austin, a one-time appropriation of $100,000 will be used to help cover costs to support farmers in need of counseling services statewide. 2 Hastings men charged with felony first-degree criminal damage to property for ripping up muddy soccer fields with an SUV. Police say 27-year-old Asa Soin and 26-year-old Edward Mears did extensive damage to the Veterans Athletic Complex in Hastings. Fields are no longer usable. It's expected to cost $137,000 to replace the sod. This is MNN.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in the back of your closet. What happened to us? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Okay, maybe I never really fit you right, but I got a lot more Sunday fun days left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke.
145 over 92, and then I had a heart attack.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
I'm Andy Klocko.
And I'm Tasha Klocko.
And we own and operate Klocko Brewing Company. And at the brewery, we have a tap room where people can come in and buy beer to go or sit down and have a pint.
We also have craft soda and tea for non-beer drinkers as well.
We work with Wayne Bruns. He's our commercial loan officer.
More like family now, and
yeah,
our biggest supporter in personal banking.
Yeah, we have our personal banking, Kasasa, and the Saver account. Oh, love it. Yeah. We're like family, and definitely a great partner to have. All the folks up front have always been extremely helpful. Melissa and Tyler especially, see them on a weekly basis.
Yes, right.
Woodland to us came very highly recommended from multiple people in the community. Kind of hit it off with everyone right away, and sort of felt like the right thing.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland Way.
Okay, here are 5 important reasons why your son or daughter should play a high school sport.
Number 1.
High school sports teach valuable life lessons like self-discipline, sportsmanship, and time management skills.
2.
Teens who play a high school sport have better grade point averages and fewer disciplinary problems.
Number 3.
High school sports help fight teen obesity and substance abuse.
Here's number 4.
High school sports provide wholesome, constructive after-school activity, perfect for today's families.
And number 5.
And high school sports are safer than ever before. Injury surveillance and research, better equipment, and the continuing education programs for coaches provided by state and national athletic associations have made high school sports safer than ever before.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 30. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 12. Chance for scattered showers. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 37, cloudy. Temps near average Monday and Tuesday with highs in the low 40s. Chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 20.
(1320) KOZY. We've hit 9:30 on our Saturday morning, our final Saturday of March. Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis, and time to talk some Grand Rapids softball. Sheldon, take it away.
It is time to talk Grand Rapids softball because the snow will melt sometime before May. First-year head coach Kelsey Johnston, right?
Yep.
Kaya Kinnunen, Anna Geislinger, and you said, Anna, you said a bunch of captains and stuff are not here this weekend. That's why you ended up drawing the short straw and having to come in. Mm-hmm. So you can get up to the mic. Don't be scared of it. It doesn't bite. It's not. Sometimes we put an electrical charge on it just to wake people up, but we didn't today. And Kelsey, first talk about your first year as a head coach here, and you're have one of those late springs to deal with. How have you been keeping things interesting? And talk a little bit about early practices.
Well, what we've been doing is Monday through Wednesdays we focus on team skills, and then Thursdays we have our individual skills. And the past couple Fridays, the girls have been getting together outside of the gym for some team bonding, and I think they've enjoyed that quite a bit. Mm-hmm.
So whitewater rafting in wetsuits or something?
Yeah.
What do you do, Kai?
Definitely not. Well, the first time we tried it, we did like games, so we did flashlight tag, which is pretty cool. But now it's just focused on more like team bonding because we really didn't do that last year. So it's a good experience to hang out with your team more than just at practice.
Because practice can get pretty... Oh, go ahead, Anna.
I was going to say, and it's good to get outside of the gyms because there's only so much we can do in there.
It gets old.
Yeah, really old.
So what are the drills that you can do in the gym, and what do you really miss with this extended inside practice?
We do a lot of hitting drills, working on just like our technique and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, well, last year we had a lot of girls complain about their arms.
Yeah.
So now we're doing more hitting, and we didn't have the greatest hitting record last year, so we're going to work on that before we don't have time to. I just kind of miss, like, from practicing outside, like, you don't know how the weather's going to be, so, like, wind and, like, how the dirt works and how you take grounders off of it, but we'll get out there.
Now, Kelsey, do you have a specific... Oh, no, I don't want the mic. You keep it with you. I have one of my own. But do you have a specific philosophy or technique, some things that you really emphasize with the hitting, or does it vary depending on who you're coaching? Do you, I guess, in other words, do you let everyone have their own style a little bit, or do you try to really groove it where every swing looks pretty much the same?
The basic techniques, I try to get everyone to look the same just because that's where they're going to get the most power. But everyone's batting stance is different. Everyone's batter's routine is different. A lot of the girls this year I found were extending their arms before they hit the ball, which they lose a lot of power. So that's a big thing we've been working on. I think both of you can attest to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So keep the arm. So what is the technique, or what is the practice point on that to make sure the timing is right? Because basically, coach is talking about getting your arms ahead of that uncoil where you're driving your hips through it, right?
She talks a lot about our power triangle, which is like making sure we keep our hands in so we don't extend too early.
Yeah, I'm a reacher, so I like to, so I just got to keep my elbows in. And
Well, it's so easy to do, right?
Yeah.
It seems so natural.
Yep.
And the softball swing is a little different than the baseball swing, right? You're trying to be quick through the ball, hands quick through the ball. What are some of the differences?
Well, softball.
Maybe Kaya wants to talk about the
I was
differences.
going to say, you know more about baseball than I do. I mean, softball, yes, the pitch is only coming 50, 60 miles an hour, but you're also a lot closer. It's an underhand motion, so the ball spins differently. It's a smaller field, so the infielders have to react quicker.
Yeah.
What's baseball like, Kaya?
Well,
see, I always used to tease your sister about having a baseball swing.
yeah, I don't really think there's a difference in between swings. It's just where the pitch is coming from. But basically, once the ball's there, you just got to be quick, baseball or softball. So I don't think there's really a difference.
Now, both of you have been on the team the last couple years, and what are you mentioned the team bonding part. What have been some of the differences already this year? Because every coach has their own little things. Have you had to train your new coach in a little bit?
She knows what she's doing, definitely.
Yeah.
She really stepped up to the position. I've conditioned more this year than I have in the past 4 years of playing softball, which I love because we never did any conditioning, we were never ready to play. I love it.
So when you say conditioning, is that running, throwing? What are the specific conditioning things that you're working on?
Lots of running. It's like endurance stuff usually.
Up the bus hill at the middle school.
The bus hill.
Okay, you're trying to make them into runners, coach.
Well, obviously.
These are not. You're not running the track team.
I mean, base running is just as important in softball and being in condition, and even in the field after an intense play, their adrenaline's up and they have to learn to settle it down and continue.
And Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up with the Grand Rapids job?
Well, I'm originally from Rogers, Minnesota. I ended up here 3 years ago after college for a FIAD job, and I started as the JV assistant coach, and then I was the varsity assistant coach, and now I am the head coach. Found that out a week before practice started, so that was a little fun to figure out. But I played in high school, didn't play my senior year, wasn't going to play in college, and then they needed a backup JV pitcher at Bethel, and I just loved the sport so much that I was like, sure, I'll give it a try.
So did you have to apply for the Rapids job, or just a week before the season was it, hey, you're the coach, congrats?
Well, I was going to be the assistant coach again, and then Ann Campbell called me and told me the situation with Kayla, which was super unfortunate, and she asked if I wanted to apply. So I went in and applied, and it was for technical reasons, but I went in and applied, and she asked me, and I was like, sure, I'll give it a try as long as you hold my hand through it. So.
And I know last year everyone knew Kelly was moving on, not in the area anymore. But the expectation was, okay, we got another coach. This is going to happen, and without going into, was it kind of hard to deal with quick changes here right before the season, Kaya?
Well, we had a new coach. Was Otto new? No, he was new last year. But we're kind of used to coaching changes by now because we both play volleyball.
Both had a lot of different coaches.
But it was a little stressful when it's a week before and you don't know who your coach is. But whoever steps up to the position, you just have to accept and roll with it.
I think it transitioned smoothly.
Yeah.
Like everything's gone great.
What was it easier because Kelsey's been on the coaching staff over the last couple of years, so everyone, oh yeah, it's Kelsey, we know what she does.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
And how long did it take you to come up with a plan, Kelsey? I mean, you have a week now to say this is how we're going to run practice. This is what we're going to do.
I talked to a lot of people. I met with Tom Schmall, who's been helping with hitting a lot, which I have been super grateful for. My mom is obsessed with softball, so I've been lots of mom, helping her.
Well, you could bring her up to be an assistant.
Well, I could, but it's Grand Rapids and her home. But
Okay,
I've tried. My college coach, I called and was like, "Hey, can you help me out with anything?" Ann Campbell gave me a bunch of her old practice plans, which are in chicken scratch, so I couldn't use them. But it was the thought that counts.
Well, there you go. Everyone's. Have you thought that everyone has plenty of advice?
Oh yes, sometimes too much, but I appreciate it.
Well, and I'll pick on you, Kaya, just for a little bit, because I know a couple years ago when I was talking to a volleyball coach, is like Kaya kind of wants to coach the team too. And so, have you been free with your advice as well?
Not as much as volleyball. I feel like you can't really like call people out when you're watching softball. Like, oh, you can fix this. Like the ball's coming, you can fix this before you.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just kind of more laid back. now.
Growing up, are you?
I don't know.
And how much advice do you get from your dad, baseball coach Bill Kinnunen?
When he's home, a lot. But I don't really see him anymore. He's at practice till late, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves being at the field, too. It's just a little bigger field, right?
It's
genetic.
I was just thinking, back-to-back weeks here, Sheldon, we've had Kinnunens on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, both of you have older sisters that played softball as well. Do you end up getting advice from older sisters, or they're out of sight and out of mind now?
When Allie was home, I definitely got a lot of advice from her with both volleyball and softball, but not as much now that she's gone.
Yeah, Bailey's freshman and sophomore year, because she's playing softball at UWS, she was on me, but now she doesn't really care anymore.
So have you learned everything that you can learn from her, or has she given up?
I don't really know, because I've learned things from her and from things she's done wrong.
Yep.
And from my dad chiming in on what she's doing wrong, so.
So you try to learn from someone else's experience sometimes as well. So who graduated from last year's team? Kind of fill us in on who's there and what's coming back this year for softball.
Well, we had 4 girls graduate: Marky, Molly, Emma, and Brooke Pearson. So that was 2 pitchers. Mm-hmm. So now we have Lizzie Bowman, got to step up, and Hannah Kinnunen.
She a freshman?
Yep, she's a freshman.
She's pretty good though, so.
And then Emma was an outfielder, so.
Big shoes to fill.
Yep, we need new outfielders.
Yep.
And Molly was all over the place. She was a really great hitter, so we got to step that up too.
Well, and I know last year Lizzie pitched quite a bit, and she was and she was the one who would come in and throw a little harder and in some way maybe a little bit wild at times, but would throw the ball hard. Is that something that you're looking for her to improve, to be a little more efficient when she's depended on to carry most of the load?
Her legs are a constant battle. She doesn't use them, and she would be so much faster. She's fast as it is, but she'd be so much stronger if she used her legs. So that's what we're going to work on. And actually, Kayla, when she can, is going to come in and be the pitching coach. In the first pitching workout, I don't know if you girls saw it, but they were working super hard. So I'm excited about still having Kayla on board.
And you mentioned a lot of hitting work. What are some of the goals as far? Do you have goals personally as a hitter, or as a team? Or do you say, hey, we want to hit 20 points higher this year? What are some of the things?
We had a team goal about not striking out.
Looking.
I don't remember what was the number.
I think it was like less than 10, but basically I just want them to be aggressive at the plate.
Yep.
If they're 0-2, if they can hit the ball, they're going to swing. Because you never know what the ump's going to call, and you can't control the ump. So.
And to not be afraid to swing at the first pitch. That was a big one we talked
Okay,
about.
so you're not big on teaching a lot of patience and working the count.
No.
You want to go after it.
There's a certain time of the game, but at the beginning of the game, start getting hits because that's going to get the other team off balance, and we're going to get on base and hopefully mess with their minds. So.
Well, and I know a lot of times in softball, pitchers can be very dominant. And as you get, you'll play someone and you say, oh, we can hit forever, and then you get up against a top-notch pitcher, and it's really tough. Do you work on a lot of small ball and base running stuff to try to disrupt the other team and manufacture some runs when you're in those tight games?
Not yet. This week will be
soon.
This actually Monday we played T-ball the first week, so this week we're gonna play bunt ball. Well, fielders will work on bunting situations and runners will work on running. But I mean, if there's a fumble in the field, I want my runner on the next base, and if they start getting out a bunch, then we'll back off. But I think the more aggressive, the better.
You like the aggressive, don't you, Kai? I think that's kind of your style, isn't it?
I definitely do like aggressive. just wish I was faster. That'd be cool.
It's easier to be aggressive when you're faster.
Yep,
Is that it? And I had another question, but go ahead, Kelsey, first.
I was going to say there's a specific incident last year where I remember
I think I know what you're talking about.
Kelly Cladd asked me if we should steal too, and I was like, oh yeah, Kaya's tall and lean, and yeah, for sure. And I didn't realize how slow she was. And she got out, and Kelly's like, why did you make me steal? And I was like, thought she was faster. Another reason we run up the bus hill.
Are you faster this year than last year, Kaya, or not really?
Let's not go too far yet.
Okay.
We'll see how it is on dirt.
She tries her best.
Well, and I don't know, it brings to mind, I think it was Justin Morneau's rookie year or second year when he was with the Twins, and he got thrown out trying to score on a ground ball coming home. He said, was that a great play by the shortstop? He said, no, I'm really pretty slow.
Chatting with Grand Rapids Softball here on the Sports Issue. Coach, any additions, subtractions to the schedule this year?
We are not playing Roseau over Easter weekend, which I think is a good thing. Have a little break in the middle of the season and get all the girls to hang out with their families. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything yet. Hopefully all our games stick.
Yeah.
Well, there's always postponements and rainouts, and the early part of the season ends up getting a little bit shuffled. So, Anna, who's the best bunter on the team? Just right out of left field, I'll give you a tough question. Who's the best bunter?
I would say probably Ellie Tilma. She's super fast, so she can get on base.
You're nodding, Kaya. You agree with that one?
Yeah, she's very quick. I know Tom Schmal was working with her on slapping, which is one of my personal goals, but Kelsey won't let me because I'm not fast. But yeah, either Ellie Tilma, Anna's pretty good at bunting. She's quick too. Or, I don't know, who else?
Now I know there was a rule change in college this year on the slap hitting. Is that part of the rule change in high school, where you can't have any part of your foot outside the batter's box when you make contact? And I saw someone called out on that in a college game, and was like, "Oh, that would make things really tough on the slap hitters."
I would assume so.
Okay.
I guess I don't really know.
Okay.
In the coach's clipboard meeting, there wasn't anything about it in
There
there.
wasn't a point of emphasis or anything on that.
So
those rules aren't always the same. You know,
No.
those little things are points of emphasis. But you were nodding. You saw that too in a game this year, on a
Yeah, I
college
think
game, where it was like, oh, and it was like half of her foot outside the batter's box. It's like that would make it tough
I know.
on slap hitters because you're moving your feet so much. Have you worked on slapping at all, or
I have
that's not your
I've tried
thing?
it once or twice, but not very good at it.
And Kaya, you said it's a very different way of hitting. I mean, it looks like so many moving parts when you're shifting your feet and taking the little wrist swing.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult when you're in the field because you don't know if it's going to, like, bounce in between, like, you and the shortstop or second and
Right.
short, if it's going to go right over the pitcher. And they bounce so differently, I feel. Like, it's straight up and down, but it's just different. I just wish I was fast.
So somehow your dad didn't help you out with that?
Nope.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
well.
not fast either, so it's probably genetic, too.
Anna, fastest player on the team.
Who is the fastest player?
Yeah.
There's a new. Is she in 8th grade?
Yep.
Her name's Lindsay Racine. She
Oh
is like lightning fast. Runs like a deer.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sure she'll be up at least pinch running for varsity, if not playing. She's a good athlete.
So what are you most looking forward to in the softball season coming up? Now, are you a senior?
I am
Kaya?
a senior, yep.
And you're a junior, Hannah?
Yep.
So what are you most looking forward to? Okay.
Well, we're already pretty close, so that's checked off my list from last year. Sections, go far, section finals, win section finals. I'm not really scared of sections anymore. I used to be, but
Well,
it's do or die now.
For a while, it had been a long, Grand Rapids hadn't won a section game for quite a while, and now with the new class system, we're in our 3rd year of that, maybe.
I think so, yeah.
That it seemed like the section is a lot more competitive for Grand Rapids. It feels like it fits more, right, Anna? With what's there now. Who are some of the favorites as you look around some of the teams? You say, oh, it's going to be fun playing them. They're going to be one of the top teams.
We talk about Chisago a lot. Who else?
Hermantown.
Hermantown. Yeah,
Now,
we said that one.
Hermantown with a new head coach, too, for the first
yeah.
time in, I don't know, 1,000 years? Because they've had a long-time head coach there. Yeah, Chisago, Hermantown, anyone else that you think of?
North Branch,
North
yeah.
Branch?
Esco's pretty good, too. Their coach is really intense.
Yeah, oh gosh.
And Esco's in your, I forgot Esco was up in this section.
All right.
I thought they were in the
Don't
class
ask
below
me.
us.
I don't think they're, because I think it's Duluth, Denfeld, Cloquet, Hermantown, North Branch, Chisago. I think there's one more I'm missing.
Hibbing, maybe, yeah.
I should probably figure
we,
that out.
we should maybe look that up, right? As we all go, but yeah, I think Esco's down in the class
Yeah.
below with I
Yeah.
Falls and Virginia and some of those teams, Greenway.
Yeah.
Does Green, and I know the Greenway game is fairly early in the season, if I remember right. I know I have it on my schedule to broadcast just because it's always fun. Is that a rivalry in softball like it is in a lot of other sports?
I think any time a Grand Rapids Sports plays Greenway, it's always a rivalry, so.
Yeah, green and orange just don't go together, do they?
No, they
They're colors that kind of clash.
For the girls' hockey team.
Yeah.
Well, and I coach the girls hockey team too, so I get to play against some of my players, which is always fun. So.
So, you look forward to that a little
Oh
bit?
yes, I'm like, all right, here we go.
And neither of you are hockey players, so it doesn't.
They're
No.
anti-Greenway.
Oh, okay. So you're not friends with the Greenway bunch when you're not. The hockey players are a little more. You got
Yeah,
any hockey
I would
players on the softball team?
Ellie,
Ellie, okay.
And Allie Miska.
And Grace, right?
Allie Miska, Ellie Tilma,
Lindsay
McKen-
Ryla.
Lindsay
She
Ryla.
managed.
Okay.
She was
Yeah.
and then Mackenzie Cole.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So
There you go.
one of the two.
You were close.
So as a captain, are you one of the captains, Kaya, as well? So as one of the captains, do you have any special plans for the team bonding times yet?
Well, on our captain's days for Fridays, we pick like the activity. And this week we picked shoveling off the field, but no one liked that. So we didn't do that.
Juniors vetoed that or what?
Yeah, wasn't a fan of that idea.
Okay.
People threatened to not show up, and it's mandatory, so we had to scratch that. But
You got to hold your ground.
We went to Caribou Coffee instead.
It sounds like you went soft on them, Kaya.
Yeah,
You need
we
you need
should've stuck to it.
You need to wield the whip a little bit
Yep.
more. So you went to Caribou instead, but do you have plans for any upcoming ones? You're going to go back to shoveling the field now? Or?
I mean, maybe next week if the snow isn't off, we're getting out there.
Hannah says, no, it's not happening. And that would be Why would that ring? Okay. I always, anyways, make fun of people when their phone rings because mine never does, and look at that, it did. We mentioned the Greenway game, some of the other games you have coming up. Do you have a goal for the record for this year, or what are some of the team goals you've set?
We didn't really talk about record when we were setting our team goals, but I think not a losing season is a pretty good goal compared to our last seasons. I know we talked about beating Hermantown again. That'd be good because we won once, lost to them once, right? And then beating Princeton because we beat them in regular season but then lost to them in sections. And that's how our season ended,
Right.
which was not fun at all. Chisago would be really cool to beat. They have really good pitchers. Their ice balls really trip us up sometimes, so we can work on that. I don't know. Anyone else?
I think just staying aggressive like the whole season and for the entirety of a game, not just like certain innings or stuff, to make a successful season.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, and thanks, Kelsey. Good luck your first year of coaching. Well, when I heard Kelsey, head coach, I was like, oh, that isn't what I remembered. But things change, and you deal with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good luck.
Thank you.
That's new head coach Kelsey Johnston, also Kaya Kinnunen and Anna Geislinger talking softball with us here this morning. We'll take one more time out and be back to wrap it up here on KOZY.
You want to feel connected, at one with your world, informed, included, and inspired. So no matter where you are,
We have an accident on the expressway.
when important things happen,
You see this man, contact authorities immediately.
we're here, at all hours, in the moment, on every device in your life. Your local radio and TV broadcasters. We investigate and inform,
Our political investigation saved taxpayers.
give back to the community,
Our radio station is now accepting donations to help rebuild this community.
even save
It is
lives.
time to just hunker down. It's too late now to leave.
America's #1 source for news, weather, and information on your radio, TV, computer, tablet, and smartphone. We are broadcasters. Always here for you, wherever here may be. Tell Washington local stations matter by texting radio to 52886. Furnished by NAB and the station. Message and data rates may apply.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
It was a moment.
It was a moment that changed my life.
We looked down from the chopper and saw the whole area was flooded.
At that moment, it really hit me. This is why I joined the Guard.
People had gone up to the rooftops to escape the rising waters.
Talk about intense moments. We had to lower the guys on line some 30 feet down.
This is where teamwork and training really paid off.
It took steady nerves and steady hands for the chopper pilots to hover like that.
No question, Guard pilots are the best in the world.
I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life.
What could be better than serving the people of my hometown?
In the National Guard, you serve your community as well as your country while you work or attend college. In return, you gain skills in which you can build a career and receive benefits that can help you pay for college. Learn more about what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Brought to you by 1320 KOZY.
If trees could talk, they would say forests are great for the economy. Itasca County's working forests provide jobs, products that can be recycled, educational opportunities, and great adventures for residents and visitors. So the next time you're in the forest, remember, working forests help build a strong economy. This message brought to you by FEEP, the Forestry Education and Awareness Program. For more information, visit feepmn.com.
If trees could talk, they would say, when trees mature in Itasca County, everyone benefits. Mature trees make our land beautiful, act as sound barriers, purify our air and water, provide watershed protection, and help us save energy. So the next time you are in the woods, remember, we are all connected to the forest. Brought to you by FEEP, the Forestry Education and Awareness Program.
Brought to you by the Itasca County Land Department and the FEEP Network Partners.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue as we put the finishing touches on this week's episode. Thanks again to Grand Rapids Softball for dropping by this morning. Good luck to them this season. One more note, this one in the Herald Review, today's edition. Congratulations to Grand Rapids grad Ashley Bennis, as she qualified for the national tournament that was held last weekend at Oshkosh, UW Oshkosh. Ashley with in her second year at UW Eau Claire in the gymnastics sport. She is on the vault competition and placed 27th in the nation, which when you think about it, all the athletes in Division III on the vault, that's pretty darn good. So congratulations to Ashley at UW Eau Claire, Grand Rapids class of 2017. Our schedule this weekend, Twins and Indians today, 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock first pitch. Tonight, Timberwolves welcome back Jimmy Butler as they take on the 76ers at Target Center. Tomorrow, Inside Twins starts our Sunday Twins coverage at noon as they wrap up their series with Cleveland. And that is your weekend schedule. Monday, Timberwolves in Portland. Tuesday, Twins and the Mets. Catch it all here on KOZY. Anything else?
One note, and I just saw that Bob Osama, who is a longtime basketball head coach at Cherry, I don't know, I know it's at least 30 years there, announced his retirement this last week. So best wishes to head coach Osama.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say he died.
No.
Okay. Whew.
No. Just announced his retirement.
I was going to say, we don't want to end the show on that sad note.
No. We're just wishing him happy retirement.
Okay. Well, that is happy indeed. Good. Whew. And that'll do it for you and I on the sports issue. You'll be on a little hiatus the next couple weeks?
I will be here yet next week.
One more, okay.
One more, and then I'm going to miss a few for vacations and so on.
Gotcha. So looking forward to next week's sports issue. We'll do it all again from 8 to 10. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and a big thank you to our sponsors. Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Anderson Glass, Northern Star Cenex A&W of Deer River, Donlinger Ford, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods. For Sheldon Willis, I'm Joe Gigliotti. This has been the Sports Issue on KOZY. Have a great weekend.
KOZY Grand Rapids.